Hello everybody and welcome back to Paranorms. Today we're going to take a look into the world of unexplained disappearances, and arguably one of the most mysterious and downright bizarre cases, the disappearance of Ronald Tammen Jr. Ronald Tammen Jr. was born in July of 1933, one of 5 children from a relatively affluent and loving family living in Maple Heights, Ohio. Whilst attending school at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, he was an accomplished student, highly focused on his studies. He was the RA of his dormitory and a talented jazz musician and more than a capable athlete. He was also a member of the Delta Tau Delta fraternity. For all intents and purposes, he was a shining star of a young man, described as intelligent and handsome by almost everyone who knew him, which makes the following events difficult to comprehend and also deeply troubling. On April 19th, 1953, at around 8:30 p.m., Ronald was witnessed having exchanged his bed sheets, the previous ones having been soiled by a dead fish, which was a supposed prank students would pull on one another. Upon returning to his room and rectifying the situation, all had seemed normal. However, not long after, accounts begin to vary and the story takes on a very strange turn. According to reports, Ronald had supposedly heard something that deeply disturbed him and prompted him to leave his room to investigate the sound. He never returned, leaving his car keys, wallet, and other personal belongings in plain sight on his dorm room desk. He was reported missing the next day. That same evening of his disappearance, in the early morning hours, a Mrs. Carl Spivey received a strange knock on her door. A disheveled and disoriented young man stood before her, missing a hat and coat despite there being snow on the ground. Seemingly unable to remember his name or how he even got there, he simply asked for the nearest bus station, to which she directed him. Upon hearing the news of the missing person the next day, she realized that she had met Ronald that night. This was 15 miles east of his college campus, and he was never seen again after. The mystery only deepens further when we take a closer look at the setting of the story. The dormitory from which he vanished, Old Fisher Hall, had a substantial history of supposed ghostly activity, as from 1882 to the 1920s it was used as a sanitarium before being renovated into student housing. This and the other multitude of bizarre questions. What did he hear which supposedly prompted him to leave his room? The speculations and reports vary. Some say it was the sound of somebody in distress, and some even say he heard a strange singing outside of his window. Another key importance is that sometime prior to his disappearance, he had approached the county coroner for a blood type test. The coroner said that in their 35 years of experience, they've never been asked for such a test. So what really happened that night? Is it possible for people to just vanish into thin air? But I'd like to know what you guys think. Comment below. Got any stories similar to this one? I'd like to hear all about it. Definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. Hope to see you next time.